Hey there, good morning. Happy Friday. Welcome to Breakfast with Bridgett. It is 7:30 on the dot on this Friday, July 12th. Hope you are keeping it cool. We still have those afternoon thunderstorms in our forecast because it's summer in Central Florida. I'm Bridgett Ellison. It's good to have you here on News 6 Plus, and we have some weather and traffic to get to, some news, and today a live interview with an expert on improving workflow and crushing those career goals even during the summertime when, sometimes we want to take things slowly and relax a little bit, but we'll talk about how you can still stay on track at work too coming up. But first, we want to head over to the Pinpoint Weather Center with meteorologist Michelle Morgan. She's in for Candace. Happy Friday, Michelle.
Happy Friday, Bridget. How are you?
Good, good. Looking forward to the weekend, but I know that, we've had those thunderstorm chances pretty much all the way through the week, right?
Yes, and we're going to continue that as we head into the weekend. And, it's still beneficial rain. We
Hmm.
wrapped up June so dry, as well as May, and many of us were still under a drought. So my grass is coming too, which is great, but a little bit of more rain will certainly help.
Yes, for sure. And we have noticed, a lot of things out there on the radar look pretty clear this morning compared to yesterday. We started out with a little bit more rain yesterday morning, but it's pretty quiet this morning.
Yeah, it's a very quiet start to our morning. And, we're looking at actually got some pictures from our Pinnet
Oh,
users
that's
of
right. You did get a lot of
sunrise.
pictures today.
Yeah, because, we're dealing with that Saharan dust and,
Hmm.
it's really giving us vibrant sunrises and also sunsets. So we've been lucking out getting those beautiful photos from our viewers just to see what's going on across Central Florida.
Do you have those around? Can we see some of those? Do you have them there?
Yes, I do. I'm actually going to show some as I go through my forecast. So I have some that a few folks sent in to us.
The
So,
pets too?
before, oh gosh, I received so many pets today. It was so hard
Maybe
to
just give us your
choose.
favorite two. Just give us your favorite two, and then
I will
we'll,
give up
yeah.
my, yeah,
Okay.
definitely. Let me pull that up first.
Okay.
So you guys gonna have to bear with me because I already had my show ready to go.
And that's fine,
But
Michelle. But people can pin those photos from our app. They can go on and upload those photos anytime of really cute pets or nice weather or weather photos or videos anytime on pins, and they might show up in your forecast.
absolutely, and I really do enjoy showing everybody's pets. We went from turtles, somebody sent in a
Yeah.
tortoise today, and so many cute dogs and cats.
Mm-hmm.
Look at this cute dog here.
Oh my
Kim
goodness.
C pinned her dog Mackenzie from Winter Park. She's a 6-month-old Pomeranian. Look how adorable she is. With the flowers, you said earlier in the morning that it looks like it didn't look real. It looked like it was like from a calendar. So
Yes.
such an adorable dog. But yeah, we're looking pretty good as we go through the morning, but we get hot once again through the afternoon hours. So here's a look at the setup. We have that area of low pressure hanging off the coast of Georgia. At one point, yesterday, the National Hurricane Center highlighted this area with a very low chance for tropical development. But as I was talking about yesterday, I didn't think it was going to amount to much. It was running into wind shear, also that Saharan dust, that dry air, and tropical systems, or really anything tropical, they do not like that setup. So it's beginning to fall apart. But regardless, it's going to bring a scattered heavy rain and also a few thunderstorms along the coast, Georgia and the Carolinas through today and also the weekend. But here are your temperatures. If you're about to head out the door or if you're waking up with us, it's a comfortable and a pleasant start. It's humid, but not oppressive. We're in the middle to upper 70s. Kissimmee 76, Claremont, Orlando, Leesburg 77, good morning, and New Smyrna Beach and Daytona Beach at 75. So here's where we're going. Temperatures are expected to climb into the middle 90s. We'll be above average. Normally, we're supposed to be at 92 in Orlando. We'll be 3 degrees above that today. But yesterday, it was a really nice afternoon. I got the chance to go outside. It was comfortable. The cloud cover, the rain really helped cool us down. And at the Orlando International Airport, we saw an afternoon high of 87 degrees. So,
Nice.
yeah, right. It was a really nice cool down and, giving us a break from the dangerous, sweltering heat because, of course,
Yeah.
that type of weather doesn't last too long in our forecast. We heat up quickly across the area. And look at your feels like temperatures. This is when you factor in the humidity and also the air temperature. So it's going to feel like 107 in Wildwood, Lakeland,
Mm.
106 in the Villages, 104 in Orlando. And this could get quite dangerous if you're outside for a long period of time, especially if you're working outside or, doing any outdoor activities, or any strenuous activities. We always tell you stay hydrated. And I
Mm-hmm.
actually just learned, meteorologist Samara Kokinos, she wrote up a really good story, which is posted on clickorlando.com, about how to hydrate yourself, that water doesn't just do it. You need like electrolytes in your
Yes.
water to hydrate you. I didn't know. I'm like, yeah, drink water, you'll be fine. But you actually need electrolytes in your system to hydrate
Mm-hmm.
you. So I learned something new there.
Yes.
As we take a look at future radar, I do expect rain chances to really go up during the afternoon. This is your typical summer like pattern. We get the sea breezes going from both directions, and then right along that boundary is where we're going to see scattered rain. So we're looking at Lake County, Western, Central, Orange County, even a few areas in Volusia counties, on and off rain, really hit or miss through 1 to even the 3 o'clock hour. It's not going to rain all day. Many of us won't even see the rain. They'll be pretty scattered. And then heading into the evening hours, closer to sunset, a few showers and a few embedded thunderstorms are possible, producing heavy rain, gusty winds between 20 to 25 miles per hour. Nothing severe, and just your typical thunderstorm. And then heading into tonight, a few isolated showers are possible around the Daytona Beach area. Flagler County could see a few isolated showers, and that's about it. So your 7-day forecast looking pretty standard for this time of the year. We're looking at a 95 today, and as we head into the weekend, it's hot as well. But I do want to show you those pictures we were talking about, those vibrant sunsets that a few
Right.
folks sent in.
And this is all related back to the Saharan dust that we've been talking about.
Correct, correct. Now check these photos out. They're so gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
So we had a few viewers, and I received a lot of these photos on our Pin page. So we have Satellite Beach sent in by Lyle. The cat, Kathy, sent in a picture from New Smyrna Beach. I have my picture there from Claremont, and then Ginger sent in her picture. This is from Orlando, but you can see,
Mm-hmm.
the similarities of all these pictures. The reds and the purples and the oranges, they're just so vibrant, because I mean, we see pretty sunsets out here anyway, but then when you put in some dust or some smoke in the atmosphere, of course,
Yeah.
we know that it limits or brings down the air quality, but it really gives us a show when that sun begins to set because of those particulates in the air. And there's the
Mm-hmm.
Saharan dust. It's not as bad as yesterday. And I don't know. I know we were talking about it yesterday, how thick
Mm-hmm.
it was. Well, you could actually see how hazy the skies were. But because
And how much
we
longer
had,
will it last?
it looks like it's going to last into the weekend, and we're going to get waves of the Saharan dust, because let me zoom this out here.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You see that?
Mm-hmm.
So we have waves of dust coming from Africa, which is actually normal. We do see it
Mm-hmm.
around this time frame, the end of May into June and also July, and then it begins to thin out the end of August to early September. But you know, a lot of people don't know, with the Saharan dust, it actually limits tropical activity.
Which is a good
So,
thing.
which is a good thing. We like to see that. Right now we're not tracking anything in the tropics, but with that Saharan dust, again, that's not the only thing. You need other factors too.
Mm-hmm.
But it really does help suppress tropical systems or any tropical activity. So we welcome the dust. We get really pretty sunrises out of it. But here's a look at your 7-day. We are looking We're looking hot as we head into the weekend, so keep that in mind. We always say stay hydrated, be careful, a few showers and storms around, and again, pretty standard summer-like weather as we head into next week.
Okay. Beautiful. Thank you, Michelle. Looking
Thank you,
good.
Richard. Thanks for having me.
Very nice photos. Thanks. All right. Trooper Steve is standing by just over Michelle's shoulder. He is getting ready to roll out on a fun Friday. Happy Friday, Trooper Steve.
Hello, happy Friday. How are you?
Oh, good. And I'm looking forward to your on patrol today. It's water day for you.
I changed into some more relaxed swag because it's going to be rather interesting. So what today is, I don't know if I'm up for it, but I have no choice. So St. Cloud Police Department, since the appointment of Chief Doug Gerke, good friend of mine, even before he became the chief, their mission to really kind of embed themselves in the community has been nonstop. So since he's taken over, any type of summer camp going on, daycare center or something like that, that have kids wanting to have a good time, they set up basically a tactical water gun fight. So today at 10 o'clock, the SWAT team, along with their officers and me with Results One, are going to roll out, and we're going to have an awesome water gun interaction with communities.
Well, that's awesome. I'm looking forward to that. I know that I guess you'll be done with your on-air stuff after that, so you can
yeah, because
head
this
on home.
is going to be a mess.
Oh, I'll be watching that one.
You should see my water gun, though. I'm whispering because Michelle's on TV.
Oh, yeah.
My water gun, I've got an automatic battery-operated water pistol, and it's like, it's cool. It's cool. We didn't have this when we were kids.
All right.
So, all right. So
be nice
let's go to
there.
traffic. I will. But we do have some traffic issues right now.
Yeah.
Taking place along 408 at the 13. This is going to be exit, I think 12B. Your kind of exit there to Lake Underhill. Listen, the ramp is shut down right now as you are traveling westbound along 408, and the delays are building there too. Now, I was looking at this. I'm not exactly sure if this is a crash or what, but it is a traffic issue. So they were reversing some vehicles off the ramp there. But right now, if you're traveling westbound along State Road 408, you're going to have to continue and exit at Mills if you normally exit there at 12B. So cruise on by that. We're now backed up to 436, so just be aware of that. Please increase that following distance so we don't have any secondary crashes. We were really, really good this morning. Out on the west side, Pine Hills, 435, which is Kirkman. Nice, good southbound to the Osceola County area. I'm picking up a little bit of delays right there along Point Siena Boulevard and 535 northbound, but these are all routine, and it's Friday. So most of these folks probably headed out towards the attractions. So they just need to be cautious of that. And on the east side, we're looking great. So it is a hot day. People just need to pay attention. I hope everyone has a really good weekend. We had a really good morning when it came to traffic. So people just need to keep that vibe kind of going. And please join me at 10 o'clock because I have no idea what I'm going to do, but it's going to be a great time. So
that'll be fun. That'll be fun. Put some plastic over the cameras. All right.
Yes, I will. Yeah.
All right.
See ya.
See ya. Okay, we do want to get to a little bit of traffic. Then we have a live interview coming up talking about your productivity and work goals during the summertime. That's coming up in just a second. But first, a big break in that case we told you about of the 13-year-old girl who was killed. They have a suspect in custody now. Here's News 6's Mark Lehman with the details.
The Orange County Sheriff's Office releasing this video of deputies escorting Jerry Durisme to jail last night. The 28-year-old is facing a charge of first-degree murder in the killing of 13-year-old Rose DeJuste. Investigators still haven't said how she died, only telling us the teen was found with, quote, obvious signs of trauma July 4th at the Palmetto at Lakeside Apartments off South Rio Grande Avenue. Durisme's arrest comes a day after deputies released this video of who they called a person of interest in the murder. It shows a man walking around the same complex while carrying a bag. Detectives haven't specifically identified Durisme as the man in the clips, but the sheriff's office says the arrest was made through hard work of investigators and with the help from community members who called in tips after seeing the video they released.
All right, that was Mark Lehman. We'll keep you updated on that today. Also, we have the curfew story out of Flagler Beach. Leaders there have decided to enact a curfew for a certain group of kids unless they are with an adult. So here is Troy Campbell with the latest on that.
The new curfew ordinance for minors under the age of 16 passed unanimously. The police chief says this will be another resource in his officer's tool belt. What are your thoughts about what got passed?
I'm very, very happy that it was passed, especially unanimously. I mean, the intent of this is to protect the children of our community so that they're not involved in crimes or they're not victims of crime.
Are there any misconceptions about what this ordinance is?
There are a lot of misconceptions, one of them being this is going to be for people under the age of 18. It's actually only for the youth under the age of 16.
The Flagler Beach curfew passed on Thursday will go into effect from 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. for anyone under the age of 16 not supervised by an adult. The first violation will be a warning, the second, a $50 fine. What is your thought when I tell you that?
I grew up with a curfew, so the thought of people under 16 being home at 11 doesn't bother me. I don't particularly like being forced to be home.
How would you describe your experiences? Do you ever have any issues with anyone who looks too young and unattended at unreasonable hours?
No, I really never do. We live locally and we don't have that issue at all.
Chief Matt Doney says teens don't belong on the streets during those curfew hours.
We're a very small community. Youth are our future, and this ordinance is designed to protect those kids. This is not to harass kids, it's to keep them safe, especially between 11 o'clock at night.
The chief of police adds that the ordinance will be very important during peak tourist times. He says his officers will remain vigilant during overnight patrols. At Flagler Beach, Troy Campbell, Getting Results News 6.
All right. Well, they say nothing good happens after midnight, so it won't happen after 11 out there. But anyway, we want to talk about preventing the summer slump. And this morning we have an expert on that with us, the Chief Research Officer with Cloverleaf, an HR tech platform coaching company, automated coaching company. And he's also a management professor at the University of Cincinnati. Scott Dust is with us. Good to have you, Scott.
It's nice to be here. Thanks, Bridget.
Well, we talk about summer slump. We talked about summer slide earlier this week with the kids and summer break and sort of making sure they retain what they've learned over the school year when they're out of school for a couple months. But what is the summer slump for adults?
Yeah, the summer slump is real for adults as well. And a summer slump typically entails either one of two things: a loss in quantity of productivity, maybe the amount of hours worked, or it can also entail a loss of quality, maybe not putting in as much effort into those activities that you were doing before. And there's some good reasons behind why that happens, but research would illustrate that it is real. That does happen on a seasonal basis throughout the year.
So what's the science behind improving that, whether you are a small business owner, a manager, an employee with a company?
Right. So the science behind it falls into what's called entrainment, where individuals are going to adapt their behaviors based upon whatever the signals of their situation are. So as an example, on a weekly basis, I've done research looking at entrainment that illustrates that Monday is your most productive day in terms of your motivation and your performance.
Like out of the cannon.
And then it's, no, not a cannon. It steadily declines after Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Friday, it's typically the lowest. And that's because we're getting signals. Monday is the day that you are supposed to do planning, and you've just gotten to have the weekend and relax. So you should be up and at 'em and ready to charge forward on Mondays. The Friday signals, as you get further and further away from Monday, are that you are getting ready to have your weekend. You have, there used to be at least casual Fridays. They're usually going to give days off on Friday. People do flex days on Fridays. A lot of people work from home on Fridays as they're transitioning into their weekend or getting ready to travel on the weekend. So because of all those signals, it subconsciously impacts the way that people are productive or are not productive throughout the work week. The same thing happens on an annual basis. There's some seasonality signals that are sent to individuals over time. Summers typically are when people do a lot of travel. It's typically when people are outside and having fun. A lot of times they're more likely to want to be outside because it's so nice outside and the days are longer. So all of those things start to add up and actually change our psyche a bit.
And how that impacts organizations negatively. You don't want to hurt morale in this either, though. So how do you find that balance?
Yeah, it's a great point. So my opinion is that organizations should just roll with it. Recognize that we're not robots and you can't program human beings to have the exact same productivity every day and throughout every season. So when you're equipped with that mindset, then start to make some changes strategically that allow you to maximize on the aggregate how everybody's doing throughout the year. So perhaps in the summer, focus on development and growth initiatives. Maybe start investing in your culture initiatives, perhaps by doing your offsites or team development or more trainings that can get people a little bit more enthusiastic because they're investing in themselves, right? We tend to think of the summertime as an opportunity to rest and re-energize. So why not do the same thing while you're at work? So organizations can ride that wave of seasonality as long as they're paying attention to doing the right things at the right time.
And so it doesn't mean we have to do away with the fun things. It's just making sure there's a balance.
Making sure there's a balance. Yeah. And I think one good mantra is that we should be aligning the type of work that we're asking employees to do for the right time. And as an example, at the day level, this applies as well. So, for example, I'm sure everybody that works on a news team is more of an early bird, and that would be your what's called chronotype. And that's only 10 to 20% of the population. Then there's 10 to 20% of the population that are night owls. They do their best work later in the day, in the afternoon, and they enjoy and feel more comfortable psychologically producing in the evenings. And then everybody else is in that middle, right? It's kind of that bell curve. And so if you know that about yourself, maybe you should be doing your deep work in specific times of the day. You should be doing your meetings at certain times of the day. So similar, you can apply that type of mindset to whatever you're doing on a weekly basis or an annual basis, in this case, to fight the summer slump.
And so that and crafting that can come down to the shift work. What about personalities?
Yeah, so for personalities as well, and different types of traits might align with different types of work throughout the year. So thinking about it from this perspective of introversion versus extroversion, thinking about it in terms of openness to experience, things like this that enable us to say, okay, here's where we really enjoy talking and engaging versus getting into deep thinking mode where we're trying to be in flow, versus thinking about times that we're maybe open to trying new things and experimenting and being more in that creative mindset. Those apply as well, right? So in that summer slump, take advantage of what your tendencies are. If you're a talker, this is your time to go out and do a little bit more of that networking across your organization. If you're higher in openness to experience, maybe this is your chance to really embrace that underlying innate trait of yours to experience something new and different during that time that typically feels like a little bit of a slog.
And so with Cloverleaf, do you guys come in and help people sort of figure out how to optimize their teams, or what happens?
Yeah, so with Cloverleaf, it's an automated coaching platform where we give coaching insights in the flow of work that are personalized to the individual's situation. So it is democratized coaching, right? Coaching is great when you can get somebody to hold you accountable and gives you ideas for how to obtain your goals, but it's not incredibly scalable. And so using technology to automate that coaching process can be very helpful. And so it starts with assessments similar to the personality question that you had. Some of the most popular assessments like 16 types, Enneagram, and DISC, as well as strengths-based assessments. So things like StrengthsFinder, StrengthsScope, and values in action, so that you really have a better understanding of who you are and what the inputs are. And then the tool, through the algorithm and through all the expertise of our subject matter experts, can design interventions or suggestions for what you should be doing based upon your situation. So whether you're meeting with a specific person, given their profile and your profile, or you're a part of a specific group and you might be a certain person and trying to figure out how you plug into that group in the ideal way. And so through that coaching platform, you're getting those nudges on how to make sure that you're using the best possible you given that situation. So one of the assessments is energy rhythm, that focuses on the chronotype and understanding how your team should maybe consider different tasks based upon what time of day it is and what type of work you're doing. But it also does that across all the different approaches to work, whether it's cultural preferences or tasks or relationships.
Is there like AI involved in this too?
So it's not like a AI chatbot that you're dealing with an AI augmented reality type of experience. It's more so AI is being infused, I think, in a lot of business processes to make things more efficient or to ensure that they can be more broad or creative in the development of the tool. So AI is used in the process of the reflections so that you can get some in the moment responses that are accurate, and you don't need a human being to do those types of back and forth interactions. But it is a platform that you're embedding into the flow of work so that you're getting emails. It's giving you nudges through Slack or through Teams, or you can go to the platform to see live all the different coaching insights and all of the different tools that are available that illustrate your profile, your teammate's profile. So the AI is more behind the scenes and helping administer and process the information. But who knows, one day AI chatbot could be a feature. I know that there's many tools out there that are attempting to make AI chatbots a reality in spaces such as mental health, education. It's popping up in a lot of places in the service realm. So we'll see what the future holds.
Yes, very interesting. Well, Scott Dust from Cloverleaf, also management professor at University of Cincinnati. Thanks for being with us. Very interesting insight on, how we can all be more efficient.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Bridgett. Hope
All
I have a
right.
great morning.
Yes, you too. Take care.
Thanks.
All righty, so that's very cool information to have there. We want to remind you about our beach bag swag giveaway. Go over to clickorlando.com/insider. It's free to sign up, free to enter for contests like this, and you have until July 31st to enter to win that. But really nice gear right there to take on your next beach trip or vacation. And that's going to do it for us this morning on Breakfast with Bridgett. Weather-wise, with meteorologist Jonathan Kegas is up next, followed by Trooper Steve on patrol. Then he'll be streaming again at 10 a.m. with that water day out there in St. Cloud. So I'll see you for News 6 at noon, and have a great weekend. Be safe.